If you find yourself constantly reminding your child to sit still, or if daily routines feel like an uphill battle, you might be dealing with more than just typical childhood energy. Your child might have ADHD. Now, if you can relate, I want you to know you're not alone. ADHD affects millions of families worldwide, and understanding it can be the key to supporting your child's success and happiness. Now, in today's video, I'll share the keys to turning chaos into calm for your child with ADHD. I'm Dana Kay, a board-certified health and nutrition practitioner, but I also am a mum of a child with ADHD. This is my son, Oliver, and he was diagnosed with ADHD at an early age of 4. Now, he's actually a teenager and he's doing so much better, but I remember when things used to be, so hard. So I really understand the journey that you're on. If you're looking for supportive insights and real life advice, you've definitely come to the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join our amazing community and get the support you need. So let's dive in and discover everything you need to know about ADHD so that both you and your child can start to thrive. Let's start with the basics. Just in case you're new to the diagnosis, what is ADHD? ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, it isn't just about having lots of energy. It's a complex neurological condition that affects both children and adults. It primarily involves challenges like inattention, where focusing on day-to-day tasks become, a real struggle. We've got hyperactivity, which means your child might seem like they're driven by a motor, and impulsivity, which can result in hasty actions that occur without too much thought. Now, for my son, ADHD meant struggling to sit through dinner without jumping up a dozen times. It meant not having a lot of friends because he didn't really pick up on social cues of those around him. It meant everyday tasks like getting ready for school turned into those huge battles. I'd love to know in the comments, guys, what does your child's ADHD look like? Does it look like my son's, where sitting down to a family meal was super difficult? Or, does it show up in other ways? Let me know in the comments. The reality is ADHD can look so different for each person and for each family. And what's more, ADHD can also look very different across various ages. Now, for preschoolers, ADHD might look like excessive movement, difficulty staying on task with play activities, or, challenges with sitting still during story time. These little ones might also show emotional outbursts due to their frustration over sort of the inability to express themselves clearly. As childs enter elementary school, symptoms might, become more evident in structured settings. So you might notice your child has difficulty following instructions, often seems in their own world sometimes, or may struggle to complete homework without frequent reminders. Boys may often be more hyperactive and impulsive, leading to disruptive behaviors, while girls might be more inattentive and quietly daydreaming off into the distance, which can sometimes lead them to be overlooked, which is not what we want. So do any of these sound familiar so far? Just drop me a comment below and let me know which challenges resonates with your child. I'd love to hear your story and also help. Teenagers with ADHD face their own unique challenges, as impulsivity can lead to sort of risky behaviors, and the increased academic demands can really highlight difficulties with organization and time management. Now, at this stage, ADHD might also lead to social challenges, as keeping up with the fast-paced conversations and maintaining friendships requires skills that are sometimes tough for these teens. So as you can see, ADHD isn't a sort of one-size-fits-all disorder. It can look very different depending on the child's unique personality, their age, etc. Now, at home, you might see your child has a messy room or forgets chores without constant reminders. In school, teachers may report that your child is brilliant but doesn't apply themselves, or acts as the class clown, often to mask their struggles with the material or to cope with social anxiety. By understanding these patterns, you can better support your child through each phase of their growth, recognizing that ADHD doesn't look the same for everyone, and then adapting your approach as your child develops through life. One thing I want to make clear from the get-go, ADHD is not poor behavior, and it is not a lack of discipline. And it's not something children sort of just outgrow. It's a condition that requires a lot of understanding, a lot of patience, and tailored strategies. It's also important to understand that ADHD can often be mistaken for other typical childhood behaviors. So really knowing the difference is the key to getting the right support. Now, you might be wondering, how can I know for sure if my child has ADHD or if it's something else? Now, if you're seeing a lot of the symptoms that I've mentioned in this video, I would definitely recommend you think about getting your child a professional evaluation. The process usually starts with a visit to your child's pediatrician, who can definitely rule out other medical conditions that might mimic ADHD symptoms. And then if ADHD remains a possibility, the next step often involves specialists such as psychologists or psychiatrists who are trained specifically in diagnosing and managing ADHD. These professionals, they're going to gather information from various sources, including school reports, observation from parents and teachers, and direct assessments for your child. They use detailed questionnaires and behavior rating scales that really cover, a wide range of symptoms to ensure a comprehensive view of your child's behavior across the different settings. When my son was being evaluated, I remember feeling so many emotions. First of all, I was relieved because it gave me a name, and it really reassured me I wasn't a bad mom, that, there was something diagnosable that was causing all of our challenges. I also felt relieved because when the doctor gave us a prescription, I was just so sure it was going to help. Well, spoiler alert for us, it didn't help, unfortunately. It caused a whole bunch of side effects that were actually worse than the ADHD itself. But even with all of that, I'm still glad we went through the process of getting that thorough diagnosis because, getting the diagnosis was the first step in knowing what to do. It let me know exactly what we were dealing with and was that first step in creating a tailored treatment plan that really addressed all of us specific needs and for managing ADHD. Now, let's say you've got the diagnosis. What's next? Now, when my son was diagnosed, I was really only sort of given one treatment option, medication. And I've heard from so many parents since then that they have had the same experience. Doctors don't always tell parents about other options. Instead, it's medication and medication and medication alone. I really think this needs to change, and it's my passion to educate parents, to let them know that there are other options out there. If your child has experienced side effects from meds, or if you just prefer to try a more, natural route instead, that's the way that you can go. Now, I am not against medication. There's definitely a time and place for it, but it's not the only solution. And I really wish more parents were told this from the get-go. So, what are your options? Understanding the various treatment options for ADHD really is the key to finding what best suits your child's needs and your family needs. Now, the primary methods in traditional settings include behavioral therapy, which focuses on changing specific behaviors and developing skills, and also medication, which can help manage symptoms effectively in some cases. But like I already mentioned, holistic approaches such as diet changes, mindfulness practices, lifestyle adjustments, gut health are often not even mentioned at all. And they should be, because these natural holistic practices can be really effective for kids. Now, for my son, for instance, medication sort of didn't make things any better for us. In fact, the side effects actually made things so much worse. But holistic methods like a diet that helps reduce inflammation in his body, targeted supplementation based on functional lab testing, and other natural strategies, these methods actually work for him. They work so well, in fact, that now he's completely medication-free and he's doing amazing, both at home and in school. So here is what I want you to know. There are options. Meds are not your only treatment option, and each treatment has its benefits and also its drawbacks. Behavioral therapy, for instance, is non-invasive. It builds long-term skills, but it requires consistency and time to see results. And many times the changes parents report from therapy alone are just not enough to get families where they want to go. Medication, okay, it can provide immediate symptom relief for some children, but it can also come with side effects, okay? Sometimes these side effects can even be worse than the ADHD itself. Holistic methods, they're gentle, they don't typically have side effects and can be really effective, but they do take a significant time and effort. You really want to customize the plan to fit your child and your family's unique needs and situations. Now, regardless of what you choose to do for treatment, whether you go with traditional methods or holistic ones, let's talk about a few strategies you can implement at home that can really benefit your child with ADHD. Start by making your home a calm space. This might mean having designated quiet zones where your child can, relax without overwhelming sensory input, or organizing your living spaces to reduce clutter and distractions. Now, I would also recommend you implement healthy lifestyle habits, because these can play a significant role in managing ADHD symptoms. You want to encourage regular sleep patterns by establishing consistent bedtime routines that really help your child wind down and calm down at the end of the day. I've got other videos on sleep that I'll add to the video description, so make sure and check those out. Next, nutrition. It also impacts ADHD symptoms, either making them worse or better. So aim for a balanced diet rich in fruits and vegetables and lean proteins, while minimizing highly inflammatory foods, sugar, and processed foods. I have got a lot of other videos on specific dietary changes that you can make to support your child with ADHD. So again, I'm going to pop those links into the video description below. Make sure and check that out so you can really create a dietary action plan for your child with ADHD. You also want to be mindful of screen time, because you know what? Excessive use can actually exacerbate ADHD symptoms in the brain. Look, I 100% get it. Managing screen time can sort of feel like prying the remote out of a tiger's mouth. But trust me, setting limits and offering fun alternatives is so worth it. You also want to, encourage other activities that can really help with focus and energy management, such as like puzzles, reading, outdoor play. I actually have a video I did recently on various sports and exercises that can benefit kids with ADHD. So I'll add that link to the video description as well. A consistent daily schedule can also really help children with ADHD really understand what's expected of them, reducing anxiety, improving behavior. This might include regular times for meals, homework, play, and sleep. Now, in my home, this meant creating a simple morning checklist with sort of fun visuals so my son knew exactly what to expect each day. Something as small as a colorful chart on the fridge can really make a huge difference. Positive reinforcement is another key tactic. This is helpful for all kids, but especially for kids with ADHD, because kids with ADHD typically get so many more negative feedback throughout a typical day than their neurotypical peers. So celebrating successes, no matter how small, encourages your child to continue good behavior and also gives them that much needed self-esteem boost that they need. Now, my favorite positive reinforcers are specific verbal praise because in my experience, kids with ADHD, they really crave this positive feedback. Equally important are effective discipline techniques that are clear, they're immediate, and they're consistent, really helping children understand the consequences of their actions in a really supportive way. Communication is really important in supporting your child's emotional needs. Take the time to listen to their feelings. Listen to their frustrations without judgment, using clear and concise language to discuss behaviors and expectations at the same time. This can really strengthen your emotional bond with your child, providing a really strong foundation of trust and understanding. So those are a few quick tips to help with home life. But what about school? Supporting your child's educational journey requires really active collaboration with their teachers and school staff. So regular meetings, regular updates can really help ensure that everyone involved understands your child's needs and progress. Discuss potential accommodations that really might benefit your child. Things like preferential seating, extended time on tests, or breaks during longer tasks. These can make a significant difference in their ability to succeed in the classroom. In addition to school-based accommodations, effective homework and organisation strategies at home can really also help big time. Homework time used to be a huge battle in our house until we created a focus zone. It was like this quiet corner with no distractions, a comfy chair, and a timer to keep tasks manageable. It really transformed how my son approached schoolwork. Break down assignments into, smaller, more manageable tasks and use visual planners or checklists to help your child keep track of what they need to do. Encouraging the use of tools like timers can also help manage time effectively. Look, we've covered quite a bit in this video so far. We've talked about what ADHD actually is. We've talked about common symptoms and how they can differ from child to child and for various ages. We've talked about the diagnosis process, which is super important, and various treatment options. And finally, we've talked about some quick tips to help you manage your child's ADHD at home and at school. There's one final thing I want to hit on, and it might be the most important piece of the puzzle. And that's you, the parent. Parenting a child with ADHD can be super stressful. I know because I've been there and I've also worked with over 1,300 parents who have been there too. So for this reason, it's vital that you also take care of your own mental and physical health. Develop strategies to manage stress and fatigue, like regular exercise, adequate sleep, and perhaps meditation or yoga. Develop a strong support network with people who get it, people who can offer help and understanding. If you don't have that in your family or in your circle of friends, I want to personally invite you to join my free online parent support group on Facebook. I'll add the link to this group in the comments below. So you definitely want to check that one out if you're looking for a group of like-minded parents who can really support and encourage you on this journey. Remember, it's okay to take breaks and treat yourself with kindness. It's not selfish Not at all. And it's so very important, especially when raising a child with ADHD. Now, as we wrap up, remember that you are your child's best expert. No one knows them better than you. Be patient and stay persistent, and don't hesitate to seek help when you need it. I'm only a message away and would be happy to talk and walk with you on this journey. Now, if you found these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe to that channel, hit that notification bell, and share this video with another parent who could really use these strategies. I'm Dana Kay, your ADHD health practitioner, and I hope this video has been helpful for your family. Bye for now.